Well, back up here in the mountains, it's been a weird evening. And I got right to camp and just casually, unloading, setting up camp. Just like I always do at the same spot. I've camped at 3 different times now. And I hear like a rustle in the brush. I was like, what the heck? So I check it out and see the grass moving. And it's moving real slowly. And I was like, that's probably a snake. So I'm like standing on the 4-wheeler because I freaking hate rattlesnakes. And sure enough, the same color as the brown grass. Just a rattlesnake. He wasn't very long, maybe like 3 feet. He was fat though, but man, I hate it. I was like, all right, well, let's just get going. I'll get things set up and then go glass for the evening. And maybe 60 seconds later, I hear some more rustling in a different bush and another freaking rattlesnake. So literally right where I'm camped, like my truck was gonna go right on top of them. I'm gonna sleep in the back of my truck. Not anymore. So I'm packed back up because I'm gonna head back down the canyon a little bit, because if I go any further I can't make it in my truck. So I'm gonna head back down to where I know there's no rattlesnakes in my camp. I know there's obviously rattlesnakes all around, but just the peace of mind of not seeing one in camp is all I ask for. But I kind of take it as a blessing in disguise, because I was like, well, before I head back down, I'll just look around in glass at what's around me. And I found a nice buck. He's not a monster, but he's pretty big. I'm gonna go after him. Well, that's if I get the tag next year, and I'm pretty sure I will. That's why I'm scouting this early, so I can have that head start. But he looks really similar to a buck I hunted last year, a big 3x4. But where he was last year was 2 big canyons away, which I know they can do that. I know. I mean, they travel down here for winter, go back up for summer. I just expected bucks like that to be more up in the higher elevation. I wouldn't say it's high country, because I think the highest point around here is like 8,800, so it's not super high. It just surprised me that he's this low. He's probably like 6,500 feet. I haven't even made it out of the bottom of this canyon yet. But just a blessing in disguise, I guess. I look over on the ridge 700 yards away. Real nice 3x4. So my plan now is I have to drive back down, get camp set up, eat some dinner, but in the morning I'm gonna go over to where I saw him last year. That's if it's the same buck. Hopefully I can find maybe the same buck over there, because then that'd be better. Now I've got more options. That hopefully this is a different buck. But just crazy. That's the first time I've seen rattlesnakes in the wild. First time I've seen them here. And I hate them, so I'm dipping out. But in the morning time, I'll go glass a different spot, check it out, and that's the plan for now. But just freaking crazy. I don't know. This stuff doesn't happen to me very often, but I look right up and he's just this dark red, brownish color, just blaring in the sun. I was like, it's probably a rock. I looked at him through my binos. I knew instantly that he was a pretty big buck. So this is awesome. But anyway, weird start to the trip. I love first light. It's my favorite thing. Like, this is what mornings are made for. Just glassing. I haven't found anything yet. It's still really early. All I did was one quick scan to see if there's anything out, but I gotta get glassing. But up here on the knob, I made it in pretty good time. I made it perfect, actually. But I want to get some deer spotted. I'm trying to find a couple deer that I hunted last year on the archery hunt, and see if they're still here. The one that I found last night, he looks really similar to one of the bucks I hunted up here. So maybe there's 2 different bucks. awesome. If I don't see anything, this guy's either dead or that was the one that just moved and summered somewhere else, which I feel like is a little weird because if the high country is so, well, not the high country, but if higher elevation is so close, easy to get to, and the summer range opens up really early, I don't know why he wouldn't be up here. 7 o'clock now. I've been glassing probably about an hour, 20 minutes, and I didn't see a ton. I did see a nice looking 4-point, not huge, maybe like 24 inches wide. Pretty cool. I mean, I like seeing that stuff. He's definitely on my radar, especially for next year. I just really hope that they survive the hunting season and this winter. But that 3x4 we saw last night, I really want to go back down and try and see him again. I just want to get another good look at him, just to see, just to get more details, because he's a cool looking buck and he looks wide. But I never really got a good look at him looking at me, which is what I really want to get. So I'm gonna hurry and pack up and see if I can't run down there. There's sun's already starting to shine on the tips of the mountains down there. By the time I get down there, it'll be completely sunny, so we'll see if I can even just catch them out. They might just be bedded down for their morning bed. But it's awesome. Last night, this morning, saw some beautiful bucks, and I'm loving it. This is what it's all about. Got down here as quick as I could. This hillside that I saw that buck last night is covered in sun by the time that I got down here, but that was expected. So, but I didn't find the buck I was looking for, but I did find some other cool bucks. A sweet, kind of tall but not very wide 4x4. He has really crabby forks, but he's just a cool looking buck. And then the other one was a 3x4. And I'm thinking, is this the same buck that I saw last night? He doesn't look nearly as wide, so I got discouraged because I was like, last night he looked really wide, but now he's just out to his ears. But I checked some of the spotting scope footage, and I confirmed that they're two different bucks because they have splits on their back ends on either side, on their opposite sides. So there's that big buck we saw last night. He's still here, but I didn't see him. But I'm glad that they're different bucks, because my heart kind of sank for a second, because I hate it when you see a buck and you're like, oh, he's so big, and then you look at him again and it's just not nearly as big as you thought, which still could be the case. But I didn't see him this morning, and I really want to get a good close-up look at him. So I'm determining whether I stay down here and look for him in the evening and tomorrow morning maybe. I had plans of packing in a couple miles to go and see that buck that I found a few weeks ago, that one that you could tell he was going to fork. He had really big balls at the end of his antlers, and he had a cheater going on. So he was already out past his ears 3 weeks ago, and already had a cheater, nice eye guards, and I mean, I would love to find him because I think he'd be a pretty big buck, and I want to see something like that. But do I look for this guy and get a closer look at him? He's a lot closer, a lot less work to get to, which I know that's lazy. It takes hard work to go find the big ones, but that's what it is. It's hard work. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. But I really want to. I want to pack in there. I was planning on camping just right up on the ridge, and then I just have a 15-minute walk to glass him in the morning. Another factor that plays in the part of what I do is, before I left, I was going to top off the four-wheeler with gas, and just a full tank of gas would have gotten me everywhere I needed to up here. I didn't need to bring a can of gas, but I forgot to top it off, and I didn't bring extra gas. So I think I can still make it. It's just I got to go up the trail, but it's a good drive. I mean, it's about a 25-minute drive, and I've already done it twice this trip, so I don't know. I'll go back to camp and check the gas tank and see what it looks like. If I think I can make it back, then I'll probably head up there. But I just got a lot of factors playing into it. I'll go back to camp though. I gotta get some real breakfast. I've just been munching on some honey roasted trail mix stuff, so I gotta get real food in me, and might take a short nap, and then I'll figure out what I want to do for tonight. But so I finally came up with a decision of what I'm going to do tonight. I think the best plan, my best option would be, I'm not going to backpack in. That was my original plan. And then spend the night and glass in the morning. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the hike for an evening glass, which is not ideal because I usually have better luck in the mornings. But evenings are fine. But I'm just going to make the hike up and over the other back side of the ridge of the burn that I was looking on. About 3 weeks ago, I saw a buck that was already outside of his ears. And this is middle of June. Outside of his ears, you can tell that he has great mass. He has a cheater, and he's just got balls on each fork here, so you know that he's gonna fork off. And I just really want to see him. So that's where I'm going. I'm gonna go back to that place to see if I can get eyes on that same buck to see how much he's grown. But then I also have to hike back in the dark. It's something you have to do. It's the nature of hunting, but I hate it, and I'm just a wimp. I get scared. I get scared easily, but I'm gonna do it. But anyway, that's the plan. I mean, it's just kind of the best of both worlds because I've got church obligations at home on Sunday, and it's always nice to see family. I do know Sunday morning I'll also be able to go back to that place over here just close to camp. Find that big 3x4 from last night. So yeah, it gives me a little bit more options, a little more travel room, and be able to look at different things. So it's an alright plan. But right now I just got some pulled pork. Gonna make some 5 sandwiches and scarf this down because I'm hungry and I've got a hike ahead of me. So but coming up here was a struggle for me. I don't know, just one of those days. My body was just reacting weird to things. So I don't think it's elevation because I've been up here a couple times. I've been just fine. I've been a lot higher in elevation than this. We're about 8,600 feet elevation. So I don't know what's going on. I just must be working myself too hard. Feeling a little nauseous on my way up. I had to sit down, eat, drink water, and rest for about 45 minutes, and I'm still starting to feel a little queasy again. But I think it's just I'm gonna eat a good meal. I brought a mountain house up here just so I can have for dinner closer to when I start hiking down, but my body needs it now, so I'm gonna do that, and then I have other food and snacks if I need it later. But I think a good meal, water, sitting down for a bit. It's only 5 o'clock, so I mean we've got plenty of glassing time, so I can sit here and rest in the shade. But hopefully that will make me feel better. If not, I've got a long hike back. But glad to be up here. There's a lot of ups and downs. I mean, not only everybody talks about the ups and downs on the actual hunts, but even scouting. I mean, it's hard work. If you want to find the deer, you gotta put the work into it. And apparently my body was not ready for the work. update you guys on the whole glassing session, but I'll make sure you guys get caught up with what happened. I didn't find the buck that I was coming for, but I saw some of the other deer got a pretty good size. One of them is really wide, and I don't think he's the buck I was looking for. I think he's another one that I'll show you as well that I found last time. And he looks like he's still got some good growth. I don't think he's not gonna grow. And I'm surprised maybe I just found a good spot with bucks that can get big, but I'm surprised that growth has happened so fast and this much, especially all of Utah being in a drought right now. So, but anyway, it was a good time. It's not exactly dark yet. I know I'm a big believer in glassing until dark, because that's when the giants come out, is when it's just barely dark enough, or bright enough, to glass them up. But just because of how I'm feeling, how I was feeling earlier, I just don't want to risk anything of making my hike too big in the dark. I have to hike along this ridge, drop down a really steep face, and then I'm on a trail, which is still pretty steep, but I want to at least get to that trail in the dark, and then it's just a straight shot home. So, not a lot to keep you guys updated on as of right now. I'm feeling okay. I should be fine on the way out. I'll just keep snacking and drinking water. And, man, I really wish I saw that buck. I really wish. I was so excited to see him. But we saw some pretty cool stuff. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up early and just go to that spot next to camp where we saw those other bucks this morning and that big 3x4 last night. So I just want to get a closer look at him if I can find him. Well guys, sorry I haven't been keeping you updated. Last night was a rush. I got in late and I just got my bed set up and called my wife, told her I was safe, and then everything was locked up in the truck and I didn't want to get out and get it. So but hiking back went good. Had a couple falls, but nothing too bad. Just going too fast. My legs were tired, but I made it out. I got to the trail right at dark, so that was my goal. This morning was a rush. I did go out just close. That first night looking for that big 3x4, I didn't find him, but I found a lot of the other same bucks and a couple new bucks just on that one mountain. I think 13 bucks, 5 does, and how many? I would say maybe 5 of them I would shoot, and then there's the big one. So there's a lot of deer. I saw 24 bucks, I think, this trip, just in not even in 48 hours. So I'm so happy about that. Like, I've just had such a good trip. Like, this has been one of the best scouting trips. This area is just amazing. Like, yeah, that we've hit the jackpot. And I mean, it's kind of a bummer. Last year I had this tag, and there were a couple nice bucks, but that's it. Like, I saw maybe 3 shooters and couldn't get on any of them. But this year, so many. Like, there's so many bucks that are going to be big. I'm hoping next year a lot of them stay alive and stick around, because I can see them being big bucks too. But it's still early in the morning. It's like almost 8 o'clock. It's still good glassing, but I got to get home, so I came back to camp, and I got to rush and get out of here. So I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for sticking along. I hope you guys like the footage of all this mule deer.